Valley Club, there are some amazing teams in Marvel Strike Force, but the majority of the teams are outdated trash. It gives you minimum value at the end game. So what are the difference makers and which are the total distractions? In this video, I'm going to reveal the only teams that you need to win right now in the current meta. And if you're ready for all of that and more, then Valley Club, you know what to do. Find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. Hope your day is magnificent. In this video, we're talking about the only teams you need to win in Marvel Strike Force. Now, disclaimer, some of these teams and characters will require other teams to unlock them, and we are not discussing those teams in this video. We're focusing on the absolute essential teams that you need to win for the majority of game modes in Marvel Strike Force. But before we get this countdown, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. We have at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. Usually there's more. We have countdown videos like this, gameplay videos, reveal videos, everything to help your experience in Marvel Strike Force. But before we start discussing the teams that you should be building, let's talk about some characters that are not going to be on this list because they don't really fit onto a particular team. And probably the best character in the game, in my opinion, if you don't have Mephisto unlocked, is Apocalypse, one of the best characters in the game. And you do need some teams to unlock him. You need Darkhold, Unlimited, Gamma, and the Death Seed. And spoiler warning, none of those teams are going to be on this list today, but build them, build him up. He's essential towards the end game in Marvel Strike Force. It is almost impossible to play the end game without having a big boy Apocalypse right now, so get him, enter the end game. Next character is Super Skrull. Dark Dimension 6 became a lot easier to enter with all the teal gear that they're infusing into the raid store and other places. So hopefully you can get Super Skrull, get the big Skrull. This is going to help you in majority of the game modes. And last but not least is Quicksilver. Now, he's another character that doesn't really fit into a team. He does fit onto some hybrid teams, and he gives you a lot of value in many game modes, especially in Arena, but he doesn't really fit onto a team. So not going to be discussed on this list, but these are 3 very good characters. And let's just mention Mephisto, because Mephisto is great as well. And most players are working towards unlocking him, but these characters aren't on teams, so they're not going to be on this list. But let's move on to the first team on this list, and I'm going to list these in no particular order, just the best teams in the game. First one I want to discuss, and I guess this is kind of in order because this is the Arena team. This is the Secret Defenders, very good team, and the triumvirate of Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes, Miss Marvel, Hardlight, and Black Cat are essential in the Arena right now. You can build up Photon. She's more of a war character. Doctor Strange, I'm not sure if you need to build them, but Robbie Reyes, Miss Marvel, Hardlight, Black Cat, you need to build them for the Arena. Every single one of my Arena matches, either on offense, what I'm using, or what I'm beating from my opponent, has one or more of these characters. So either they have one of these characters or more on defense, or I'm using one of these characters or more than one of these characters to beat whatever my opponent has on defense. So very important in the Arena meta right now. A lot of times you're seeing these characters on defense in Crucible or War. So I wouldn't say they're high value characters there, but very valuable in the Arena and are giving you some value in Cosmic Crucible and War. So first team that I'd want to mention is this one. And keeping with the Arena theme, Black Knight is involved in pretty much every Arena match that I'm seeing nowadays. And this team is here for 2 reasons. One is Black Knight. He's such a good character, involved in the Arena meta, is involved in the Cosmic Crucible meta, in the War meta, not really in the raid meta, but let's say your Spider Society dies in the skills section. Well, one of the first characters that you're bringing in as a backup is going to be Black Knight. So dominant everywhere. This is a character that I'm automatically getting that gear 19 up. As soon as I get this final piece, he's going to gear 19, and as a character that is a no-brainer for Dark Dimension 7. The rest of these characters, not so dominant. They're great in War. They're great on War offense, great on War defense, wherever you want to place this out-of-time team. But the reason this team does get the nod, not for the rest of these characters, is because they unlock Old Man Logan in the upcoming legendary event. Old Man Logan is going to be involved in Arena meta. He's going to be a dominant character everywhere. He's going to be a dominant plug-and-play character everywhere if you're not using him on the Mercs for Money team. So this team is needed for that unlock, so they do get the mention here, but pretty much this team is on the list because of Black Knight. After this next team, I'm going to play really loose with the definition of team and pick the Sinister Six. But you're pretty much wanting this team for 7 members here. All of the Superior 6, Vulture, and Mysterio. The rest of these these characters not that valuable unless you need to round out a team that you're using in war, but the Sinister Six and Superior Six, you do have Green Goblin Classic Vulture involved in the arena meta, so they do have some arena value. Not so much in the raids because they're pretty much defined by their 5 traits that we have for those teams, but dominant in Cosmic Crucible, they are a solution to a lot of the locks that people place in their Cosmic Crucible defenses. This could be a pain to deal with if you see them on defense in Cosmic Crucible, and pretty much you can make 2 teams with this. Rhino does have a little bit of value, so I do want to mention him, but mainly because of his passive. He doesn't need to be built up very big. Even this level 85 Rhino does what he needs to do. The rest of these characters do need to be built up. And let me mention Mysterio as well. Even at level 85, he was doing what he needed to do. Level 90, he's not doing a lot more. So I do mention Mysterio, but you don't need to build them super big to have him have value. Just as long as he can land this ability block in War and Cosmic Crucible, that's pretty much all you need to do with them. So mainly these 6 characters you need to build up very big. Mysterio, depending on your ability block on that special landing, you build them up so it lands. And Rhino, I didn't mention him in the beginning, but he is on some of these teams, but it's just pretty much for his passive. You don't need to build them up, just have him on the team. But this is a very, very good team. Sinister / Superior Six. And you might want to argue that Hive Mind is the best team in the game because they're involved in every single game mode. Arena and Void Knight, we have this full team. The Hive Mind team is the bio section, the bio solution for the raids. They are very, very good in Cosmic Crucible, although some of that is just because of the Room 2 bonuses that we have with the raid rules. But Void Knight, he still was dominant in previous seasons, and of course, they're very, very good in War. More of a defensive team that is solved pretty easily by a bunch of different counters, but yeah, they're involved in pretty much every game mode, and a lot of that is because of Void Knight. His ability to pull the enemies together and ability block that character is very, very strong. Getting this damage, having their damage is actually very, very good right now. This team is going to fall off eventually like the symbiotes did because it is based around carnage and getting that enemies into that 25% health, into that red health to get that turn meter. Once their damage doesn't keep up with the meta, this team will fall off. Void Knight though, and his big ultimate, I think that is still going to be involved in the meta. So Hive Mind, very, very good. Red Goblin, Gwenum, Void Knight, currently not farmable as I'm making this video. They should be farmable in about a week or 2. So once you can farm these characters, if you don't have them built up and you have some of your other foundational teams built up, start working on these guys because they are going to give you a lot of value, but also know that like the symbiotes, they will fall off as soon as their damage doesn't keep up and allow them to get to that 25% health to activate that Carnage passive. And lots of value coming from the Spider Society. Yes, they're not really involved in Arena, but dominant in the raids. Very, very good in Cosmic Crucible, not just in Room 2 with that raid bonuses, also very good in Room 5 in Cosmic Crucible on defense, and is a pain to deal with. Very good in offense in Cosmic Crucible, and is a pain to deal with in War when you see them on defense, and they're pretty good on offense as well. And they're going to be useful in the upcoming Alpha Flight raids. Once Alpha Flight is introduced, we do know that Spider Society and Alpha Flight will be required for these upcoming Alpha Flight raids. So Spider Society, they have a lot of value, and I wouldn't say that they're standing out there. They have one character that defines them, like we did with the Hive Mind or like the Out of Time team. We have a lot of good characters. Penny, Spider-Man, Pavitra, and Peter B work together. And what makes this team so annoying, every single time one of these characters attack, you're getting a counterattack from Ghost Spider, and you're getting healed up by Peter B. Parker. Penny does a few things as well when she doesn't have barrier, but this team can be very, very annoying. So yeah, build this team up, go hard in their defense. They're going to give you value for a while, especially with these Alpha Flight raids coming up. And if Kiln Tower ever comes back, you're going to need them for Force 41 through 43. So build them up, invest in them. Your return on your investment will be very, very good with the Spider Society. And now that the Spider Society is fully taken over for the invaders in the raids, this is probably the worst raid team that we have right now, but you still need to build them because they are the best solution for the Mystic section of the raids. Val is the only one that really has a lot of value outside of this team and outside of the current Room 2 in this current season at Cosmic Crucible that give these raid bonuses. Don't see a lot of value for Beta Red Bill, Teen Loki, or Sylvie after this. Loki's value is just going to be from his passive, so You do need to build them for right now, unfortunately. I wouldn't put too much investment in them as soon as you can finish these raids, but yeah, unfortunately, you got to build them. But they are the worst team, and they're probably going to be the first that is replaced. And another raid team that we have to build right now for the tech section of the raids is the Pegasus team. No other characters do the tech section like the Pegasus does. We got really some good characters here. Kestrel, valuable in other game modes, not just the raids. And because it's an MSF original, you can be confident the devs are probably going to continue to rework her over the years. Iron Man Infinity War is the main damage of this team, does a lot of great damage. Once you have him built up, this team works well in other game modes as well. Rescue is the character that gives them the support, gives them the healing, brings the character back to life. And Ironheart, you need Ironheart for them to work in the raids. Not really needed outside of the raids though. And Darkhawk is kind of that energy battery of this team. Very, very good team. If you don't have them built up, you need to for the raids, but they're going to give you some value in Cosmic Crucible and War as well. And the fifth raid team that I want to mention is the Extreme X-Men. They're better than Pegasus, better than Bifrost, and they do have some value outside of the raids as well. Nightcrawler at one time did have some arena value. Don't really see him on defense anymore, and I don't think I've used him on offense for months now. So just know that he did have some arena value at the time. Has an awesome kit, and is probably one of the characters that you want to kill the first when you're facing this team in War or Cosmic Crucible. Actually, I take that back. Forge can bring them back to life. So after Forge is dead, Nightcrawler is the character that you want to really take out. Cyclops, Sunspot are great in the raids. Sunspot gives them ability energy. Not really valuable outside the raids though. Cyclops has some big damage on his ultimate. However, I find that to charge up that ultimate and get all those extra charges from Forge does take a little while and not really used that much in War and Cosmic Crucible, but Gambit, all his extra pings, very, very annoying. The Resurrection from Forge is also very, very annoying, and Nightcrawler just has an amazing kit. So very, very good team. Build them. You need them right now for the current raids. The next team I think you want to build is a great team for Cosmic Crucible. Good team in War, not a lot of arena value, not a lot of raid value, but amazing in Cosmic Crucible is this Cabal team. Now, the other reason they're getting this nod is like the Out of Time team, you're gonna need them for the Old Man Logan unlock. You're gonna need some stars on them to get them higher than 5 stars for Old Man Logan, and Old Man Logan will have some value in arena and multiple game modes. I think that is a character that you want to push for. Cabal is that unlock. Namor's rework was amazing. This character is a damage machine. Vulnerables all around from Iron Patriot and Leader, making villains better. This is a very, very important team, especially if you are focused on Cosmic Crucible. And the Hand team. They're horrible. Do not build them. This is the ultimate meme team, though. All the way back from that Phoenix unlock, which required Nobu, required Hand Assassin. Not very good, but Nobu does have one benefit. His passive can bring characters back to life even when he dies. So he's like helping characters from the grave. And the real last team I want to mention on this list is the Masters of Evil. Now, technically, I only had 9 teams because what I did was place Kang and Titania with the Cabal to round out that team. That was the 9 team you build, and I didn't really have a 10th team, but just for the sake of consistency, there's only 2 characters that you really need to build. There may be 3 in Moonstone, but Kang is the real value character here. That is a character that's going to give you value in arena. Use him in a lot of arena matchups. Not a lot of raid value, but maybe if some of your characters die, you can bring him into this tech section there and can back up your Pegasus. And Titania has a very fast early ability block that also applies Disrupted. Very, very good character, especially when paired with Kang and the rest of the Cabal. The full Masters of Evil are one of the better Cosmic Crucible teams right now, especially in offense. Moonstone does give you 2 stuns on her ultimate and her special. Absorbing Man is one of the better early tanks in the game, pre-taunt tanks in the game. Ultron did lose a lot of value, but he can rewind turn meter. So this is a very good Cosmic Crucible team, but if we're only making the essential teams, I would put Kang and Titania with Cabal, make 1 super team instead of 2 really good teams. So yes, build these guys, but again, if you're just looking to cut out all the distractions, you can cut out Moonstone, Absorbing Man, and Ultron. So there's a list, guys, of 9 or 10 teams. 9 teams if you want to combine Kang and Titania with Cabal, or 10 teams if you want to separate Masters of Evil out onto its own. Those are the teams that I think you need to win. Now, there are those characters that we mentioned in the beginning, and there are some honorable mentions that I also want to bring up. I think they're great teams, but not really essential towards winning right now in the game. Tangled Web is a great team. Noir just got a rework, but Weaver 2099 have been good for a while. Eternals, the combo of Cersei and Icarus is one of my favorite teams since they've been introduced to the game. I just love a double attack of Icarus taking out a whole team. And the Undying team, I'm using them on defense in Cosmic Crucible. They're great on offense and war. Just some great teams. Obviously, if you don't have Apocalypse, build up the Horseman teams, but those are it. Those are the teams that you need to win right now in Marvel Strike Force. Let me know your thoughts on this list. Are there some teams that I rated too high? Are there some teams that I forgot on this list? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hopefully you got some value from this video. If you did, leave it a like. It is free for you. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm, really helps out the channel. And if you want to check out where these teams rate on the list of every team rated in Marvel Strike Force from best to worst, check out the video up there, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the game. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.